Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. I would like to take you for a journey from point A to point B, but in a typical Tamil film, Hindi film fashion, let me roll back the time for about 10 years ago. Okay? So it was 2010. I was peak of my corporate game, right? Taking home lots of money, recognitions, having direct access to the Prime Minister of the day, right? And this is the normal setup, all right? What it is, how, okay, that man is me, all right? Having it all, good. But one fine day, when I was actually halfway through to Putrajaya, had a chest discomfort, and my driver straight away took me to this place, right? Hospital Sardang, and they put me through a few tests, and they were diagnosing me as having a massive heart attack. Okay, this is the real picture. It was 10 years ago. Okay, heart attack. And I was there not knowing what to do, with so much of pain. Because they took away all my phone and whatnot, I'm unable to call my wife at that point of time. So this was the only thing that was going on in my head, that I'm unable to call my wife to say, I'm sorry and I love you. All right? So that was what really happened. Then the head of the cardiology unit, Mr. Kamraj, he was passing by. He saw me. Then I said, sir, what are you doing here? I'm unable to speak to him, but he took over the whole thing, only to realize that it was not a cardiac arrest, it was a GERD, all right, having some kind of a chest discomfort. So they sent me home that night, all right. 10 years later, I am 20 years younger now, okay, because that changed my perspective of life. The most important thing in my life is not my wife, but my health, because I want to be a healthy husband to her. That's the thing, okay? So I've changed everything. Just before COVID-19, my buddy, for 50 years, we are friends together, he visited me, okay, in Serdang. We were having lunch, Friday lunch, banana leaf lunch. You can see that at 7 p.m., he was dead, having heart attack, all right? Left behind 3 million over ringgit, not other assets, only ringgit, and all the money now are with Amanaraya, with the government, because he was not prepared and he was not doing anything else. He worked all his life, and just like that, died when he went to University Hospital. They placed him, within half an hour, died. This is me, people, why I'm telling you the story. My name is Nila Mehan, Malay pronunciation. In a Tamil pronunciation, supposed to be Nila Mehan, but I'm having some issues with name until today, all right? Those Malays and those Indian who are hearing this name, Nila Mehan, they don't know it's a Tamil name because it sounds different in Malay pronunciations. But my Chinese and the Malay friend thinking that I'm a lady, because they think that Nila is supposed to be a lady's name, all right? So to cut short of all that issues, so I'm calling myself as just Mehan, all right? Prefer to be called me as Mehan, and call me one. If you want to try the Tamil pronunciation, call me Mehan, all right? I'm known as the scholar practitioner, all right? Enjoy the best of the both world, the academic and the industry. Professionally, in a LinkedIn profile, it shows that I'm the high impact trainer and coach, making transformation to organization and individual. But among my friends, they call me as the philosophical scientist. They call me as a philosophical scientist, someone that who mixes life with science and also spirituality. All right. This is the thing. The topic that I'm going to take you all in a journey with me is that Ikigai, the reason of being, the formula for occupational wellness and happier life. Okay, so we are talking about happier life here. What is the first thing that came to your mind when you see a bridge? Unmute yourself, just shout it out. What is that? What is the first word that comes to your mind when you see a bridge like this?
Connections.
Connections. What else? Okay, good.
Want to cross it.
Want to cross it? Yes. Okay, there is eagerness to cross it. What else?
Beauty.
Beauty. Okay, beautiful. Okay, anything else?
What's out there?
What's out there? Okay, curious. What's out there? All right. So we can
What's
go.
on the other side?
What's on the other side? Want to know? Okay, and some people may have some fear as well. All right. Yes, I think I like the word connections. Okay, so the bridges like this always they connect from this side to that side. So this is a present where you are as a present. and future is the other side. So I actually see myself doing that role today. All right. Take me as your bridge today. All right. I'm the bridge today. What am I going to bridge? I'm going to bridge in your existing knowledge about the subject matter with my unique perspective. There is no way I'm going to add something new. Probably some of you know more than I do, but I'm very sure that I can add some unique perspective. That's what we're going to do. All right. So be with me in this journey. Okay, how it's going to work? This is going to be this way. Let's say I print my picture. All right. I print my picture, then I frame it nicely. Then I try to sell it for 1,000 ringgit to all of you. How many of you will buy it? Nobody will buy. I know. The silence told me everything. Nobody will buy. All right? Why? Because this picture got nothing to do with you. This picture has got no significance in your life. Let me rephrase my questions. Okay? Let's say if I take the picture, I take that picture, I frame it, okay, your picture, then I try to sell it to you. All right? Do I have higher chance of selling it now compared to my earlier picture? What do you think? Yes, all right. So I have a higher chance of selling your picture to yourself compared to selling my picture to you. All right. The quotation says, all right, if you want a person to buy a photograph, make sure he is in the picture. If you want a person to buy a photograph. So the idea is that get them their interest into your idea of presenting something. They must know. And we know what is that means. I think we have heard all this, what's in it for me kind of things. What's in it for me? So now, what's in it for you listening with me, okay, for the next 45 minutes or so? What's in it with you? I would like to take you for a journey. I'd like to take you for a journey of seeing yourself with certain issues, all right? And I'll take it this way. Performance gap. This is something that we must do all the time, and probably you are doing it all the time. Whenever we conduct performance gap, am I good enough? Okay, what it takes to go to the next level and what not, all right? So that's an idea, right? So performance gap is always about taking stock of current self. And of course, we are talking about reality check. Various tools are available, okay? For instance, your SWOT analysis and whatnot. Then, having that understanding of where you are, then you can always plan your desired self, all right? Your desired self. So your desired self is all about where you want to go. This is what we call as the vision of the future, vision of the future. So now the thing is that whatever that we do in between, analyzing what is lacking, what we need to do, and how we're going to do that, it's called the gap analysis. So today, my gift in the form of discussion is that changing that gap analysis into one solution called the Ikigai. If we know where we are, where we want to go, having that understanding and application of Ikigai will help us to get there. So this is how it's going to be, the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. All right. So in that sense, what is this Ikigai is all about? Okay. What is going to give you? What am I going to do what I call in the next 40 minutes or so? I'm going to give you perspective, and I'm going to give you some toolkits. Toolkits is very important. Why perspective is important? Okay. Because you know what they say, life is all about perspective. One of my favorite guru, Wayne Dyer, he said, if you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at will change. Right? Absolutely. All you have to do is that. All right? If you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at will change. All right? What about toolkits? All right? You all know this gentleman. There's a story about the way that he came about what he called producing Apple goods. All right? So when somebody asked what makes him be so creative and so daring, he said when he was 14 years old, he come across one journal article which was analyzing human performance, right? So in that article, they were doing comparing, okay, that exertion of energy between human being and animals. So they were measuring how much energy it takes for a human being to cross 100 meters compared to some other animals like dogs as well as the birds and whatnot. So the results of the analysis shows, right, among all the living things, human beings are the worst of it. That means we use most energy to get the lesser result. Most energy to get that lesser result. Everything else, they are better in terms of utilizing the energy and moving forward. So that was few 100 years ago, all right? Then something happened, all right? Human being discovered bicycle. They discovered bicycle. So now using the bicycle, how much the energy human being used to cross that 100 meters? Bang, result change. Now human being become the most efficient of using of the energy to get more. So that means getting more for less. So in that terms, the bicycle became the tools for human being, right? So with tools, we can achieve a lot of things. So Steve Jobs is asking, if I want to contribute to mankind, instead of giving toys like all the other phones were doing, I want to give them tools for life transformation. So that is for his personal transformation. He didn't want to give toys. He wanted to give people tools. And I hope Ikigai today, our discussion today, will play that role, giving you some kind of toolkit. First activity as required by VLC. Please hit your chat box. One word. I cannot be having more than one word. Okay, one word. Reply this answer. Life is. Please go ahead, friends. What life is to you? One word. Let me see the answers. Beautiful. Okay, let me read all the thing. Okay. So Karidas was wishing one. Yes, yes, very true. Okay. Next level, cross the bridge. Okay, London. Okay, sense of okay, it's not a bridge. Okay. Irene says beautiful. Rahima says beautiful. Contentment. Short. Okay, wonderful. Amazing. Memory. Bountiful. That's nice. Nice. Bountiful. And Mr. Yoga says a blessing. Meaningful. Passions. Wonderful. Grateful. Grateful. Energy. Wow. These are all the positive words that we can think of. If I were to choose one word, I will call it as beautiful. Yeah, but I will call it as experience. But this man, okay, this is the idea, right? So we're going to look into life. That's the agenda that we're going to do, right? In this agenda, we're going to look into what life is. This man, his name is Alan Watts, one of best philosopher. I mean, he influenced my life philosophy, other than Osho and Krishnamurti. This is the gentleman that I follow him. And he said, life is a fluke. I said, we are just piece of luck. All right. He says, don't think too much that you came into this world. That's what he says. Don't think too much that you came into this world for a purpose. You are like a mango coming out of the mango tree. You come out of this world. You didn't come into this world. You come out of this world. So the world produces you. All right. So get the best out of this. He said, max out your life because you didn't come here for a purpose. All right. Don't waste time looking for it, but give and enjoy. This is what he says. But this one is even better, right? Her name is Mel Robbins. She broke the internet many, many years ago when she presented her TED Talk. And that TED Talk, what you call the title was, Stop Screwing Yourself Over and Over. During this TED Talk, she actually came out with on a statistic. It's not hers. She quoted somebody. She said the odds of us being born who we are right now at this point of time. What is the odd? Okay, it will actually blow our mind. The odds of us being who we are is actually 1 to 400 trillion. 1 to 400 trillion. So you can imagine, right, how rare or almost impossible, right, this event of our birth occurring again. Okay, I come to this point, up to this point, just to illustrate the point. Okay, so what to do next? Okay, so what should I do with the rest of my life? For those who are in my age, in my 50s, and those who are younger than that, and I belongs to a group of people who are calling ourselves. How old are you? And they will say, I am next 50. Right? So Ikigai, the understanding of Ikigai probably will give you some perspective. Okay, hereafter, unlike my friend who passed away, right? But we are still alive. Hereafter, how can I actually, Dr. Prabha was saying that he wants to regain his Ikigai. Okay, so how to find the mojo in our life, how to find the Ikigai. Let's go straight forward to that. Okay, be prepared to examine our life. take the journey with me, because Socrates says unexamined life is not worth living, right? And a nice night, he said, right, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So I'm calling you all to take that journey into that one. And let's go into a quick polling now so that I can actually customize our presentations accordingly. Nisha, do you think you can share the poll now? Okay, quick poll. 5 questions, just answer. Another couple of seconds. It's a quick one. All right. This is nice. Excellent. Okay. Going in. Another few seconds. I think we're almost done. Okay. Nisha, can end the poll and let's share the results. Good. All right.
Yeah, so this is the result.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Thank you, Nisha.
Okay.
This is interesting. All right. Overall, how happy do you feel? Extremely happy. Okay, 10%, 11% of the thing. There must be at least 2 or 3 people here. Happy, like to see that one. I wish I wanted to see that. Somewhat happy. I think you are being very, very honest here. Not so happy. Okay, okay. I'll give you my email later. We can have a conversation about that. Okay. But it's good. It's good that you are recognizing, because most of the time, one of the most abused word in life is that when somebody asks, "How are you?" Fine, and we know the fine is not really fine, all right? But confronting this is really good, all right? Do you feel that you have enough time to spend on recreational activities or hobbies, all right? Most of us, 80% of us, are saying that yes, we do have. Okay, that's good to know. For those who know, okay, what could be more important than this? All right, please spend more time for that. How busy does your life feel? Extremely busy, very busy, somewhat busy, not so busy, not at all busy. Who's this gentleman or lady? Okay, love to hear that. All right, not so busy, and okay. Which is the following best describes you? Okay, most of us, okay, almost 40% of us are employed, working full time, part time, okay, gig. I will come into that one. Not employed, students, right? We have got few here. Not employed, and not looking for a paid work. Wow, who is this? Who is this? This is interesting. All right. Uh, which is the following do you find joy? I actually was looking into this one so much. That's okay. Interesting that work. Nice, nice. Because most of the time, work's supposed to be the stressful part, but here we find it is actually helping us to find joy. Somehow it looks like, okay, we are getting it right. Okay, these polls actually corrected the way that we understood. So what I'm quickly going to take you through this journey is that we're going to go into that meaningful life. Then we're going to look into how your passions and how your strength can come together, all right? Then we lead towards meaningful life, and how we're going to use the ikigai, okay, to help us to find that what you call the purpose, then live with happiness. So that is our goal. So the objective will be, at the end of the day, the participant will be able to explain the meaning of ikigai and elaborate the importance of living a life with no regrets. Okay, why it is important to live a life with no regrets. And the second one, Second objective will be the participants will be able to identify their passions, all right, and strength in order to develop an action plan for their meaningful life. So how you going to identify your passions and also strength? Okay, I know this will be a senior group that we don't have to go through this exercise. However, as I mentioned in my promo, okay, this could be the best gift that we can give to the younger generation. So I hope if it is not directly useful to you, you can use this one to share it with your immediate family members or your younger client if you have. Okay, at the end of the day, Mehan already shared the story earlier, but I will tell you, I'm going to give you the answer, what is your coconut? All right, so this will be our take-home message, and that will be the end of the day. Okay, let's have a discussion, okay? Feel free to learn, but the most difficult thing is to unlearn. If I can call one or two responses, why it is so difficult to unlearn? Can anybody share with me, please? Why it is so difficult to unlearn things?
Stubbornness.
Stubbornness, yeah, you're right, Mr. Bharat. Yeah, correct. What else?
Getting out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, we're already sitting there because we think that, you know, why trouble yourself? Very true. What else?
Very strong beliefs.
Very strong belief existing, because I think Anthony Robbins used to say that it's a BS, belief system, for the other meaning of it, right? Yeah, strong belief.
Past experiences.
Past experiences, okay, either correct or wrong, but we tend to believe they served us a purpose, then we stick to that one. Yeah, we can actually go on and on. So this is the one that probably we need to do if you want to unlearn. The Chinese said that, empty the cup. Be prepared to empty the cup so that we can actually fill with new things for us to relearn. And relearn is going to be so very important at any point of time in our life, all right? Because my favorite book changed my life, I must say. What got you here won't get you there. We need to upscale and rescale ourselves all the time, all right? Because our skill set already served us at this point of time. So we need a new mindset and a new skill set to do that. And Alvin Toffler, he said that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I really want you to join the journey. Let's go into the meaningful life, okay? What is the most important part here that I'm showing, do you think is your number one priority? Can anybody just shout, say here? What do you think?
Health.
Health, okay.
Health, yeah.
Health. What else? Health. Almost everybody say health, right?
Health.
Yeah. Wow.
And love.
And love, yeah, good. So that's an idea, good. Yeah, I'll go with the majority, all right? It's a pre-planned, okay? They are my stage clients, okay? I'll go with that pre-planned idea of health, okay?
No.
Okay, how do we define health? That is the key, okay? How do we define health? Let me take some of the proven definitions. This is again by Cambridge Dictionary. They said health, the condition of the body and the degree which is free from illness. So they are straightforward, that is health. But is that what we want? I think we wanted to go for wellness. Can anybody share your understanding of the difference between health and wellness?
I think wellness is proactive,
Meaning, sir?
meaning that you do whatever is necessary in order to live a happy life and don't think about illness or any potential illness that you might contract and keep it all at bay.
All right,
Like
excellent.
saying prevention is better than cure.
Yeah, excellent. So when you said it's a proactive, that means now you are not waiting for the body to act, but you are acting. You are preventing it. I think.
Yes.
Well said. Is there any other component to it?
Mehan, the word that comes to my mind is fulfillment. If you combine both.
Oh yes. I think now people are talking about what you call the highest form of life is not a self-actualization; it's a fulfillment. You know, you're right, sir. Very right. I take that. Yes, sir.
Another word I think is peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Yeah, peace from within, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, peace of mind. I think when we put all together, then we are talking about quality of life.
Yeah.
all right?
Mehan?
There's the answer in the chat box also. Health is a physical state. Wellness includes a healthy mental state.
Wow, that's I think what do you call just captured the discussion. Somebody was saying something earlier.
Yeah, Mehan, Prabha here.
Yes, Prabha.
Listening to you reminded me that health is not the absence of disease, but
Yeah.
the optimum performance of body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah, true, sir.
Thank you.
It's about what can you do with a healthy body, right? What is the point of you are not having any sickness but unable to climb what do you call the staircase, you know, to do that.
Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, Prabha. So World Health Organization, they define health as wellness as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So they're adding it even social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. That means you don't feel sick, right? And also they continue, they're saying that wellness is an active process. I think proactive, just now we mentioned earlier, active process through which people become aware of, again, we've spoken the word earlier, and make choices towards a more successful existence. So the key is successful existence. So get the best out of this life, right?
Man, can I ask a question of Bharat?
Yes, please.
There's another word which is used all the time, vitality. What does that mean in this context?
Okay, that's good. I think, is there anybody here in the group can explore that word? I do have my understanding of that. Vitality, what is that? Anyone here? I think vitality for me is not just being healthy, is exerting that energy, okay, and also that what they call fitness level to go and do what you want to do with a maximum of what you call satisfactions. What do you think, Bharat? What do you think your response will be?
I'm not sure actually.
The vitality is about getting the best out of this body.
Okay.
Okay.
But isn't that a part of wellness as well?
Yeah, it is.
Wellness is more holistic.
I think vitality is going to be part of wellness. I think that's my opinion. Is there
The reason of my asking is it's a marketing word which a lot of companies use, you know, for marketing products.
I've seen
I was
that.
just wondering in my mind, what are they implying?
Actually, it's quite interesting when you say that. I never thought about that. I thought vitality is the result of wellness. You're feeling well, and I mean vitality, or vitality lead to wellness. It's kind of
just a Google says the state of being strong and active and energetic.
energetic. That was earlier I said that because your body has got the ability to perform, right?
Right.
Strong. Okay. Good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
This what do you call health? I saw this one. What do you call on the internet? It says health is a state of body, wellness is a state of being. I think this captured the whole idea, the notion that what you're talking about, right? So now coming back to this one, right? National Wellness Institute. There are so many what do you call frameworks to define wellness. Seven dimension, 8 dimension, 5 dimension. But I like this one, the simple one, and they're talking about occupational health. Right? Sorry, I accidentally clicked this one. Okay, we are talking about physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional health. So you can, I will say that this is interdependent model. They call that as a interdependent model. All right. Mehan already talked about this in the morning, and she spoke length on the mental health and whatnot. Brilliant. Okay. Dr. Rahima talked about this as well. Being the art of well-being, brilliantly. But I'm going to touch on this aspect. Sorry, I'm going to touch on this aspect. That is the occupational wellness. Right? Any idea what is the meaning of occupational wellness? People, I just ended my webinar this morning. Okay, attended over 200 people. We talked about the post-COVID-19 HR crisis challenges, expand, focus, and extended influence this morning, 11 to 12, all right, under the School of Business and Management, all right, Business and Economics. And the panel, both panels, they agreed that one of the major issues that we're going to face after the COVID-19 pandemic it's going to be what we call mental challenges among the workers. Okay, mental challenges. They're already finding out. And we also talked in length about occupational wellness. I'm going to jump straight from this definition into one word. If we can say that the organization focus on occupational wellness, it's simply because lesser stress in the workplace. That's how we, what you call, summarize it. It's not that they are got no work. Probably they have to work harder, but since they're having fun working harder, so it's going to be less stress. Relationship matters, all right? And they know there is a chance for them to grow. They know there's a notion of I work very hard, companies will recognize me and I will succeed here. They believe in that. And finally, you are happy with what you're doing, right? So if an organization can take care of all these elements, the chances of the employees engaged going to be higher. But that is not the case, isn't it? All right? World Health Organization says that if companies wanted to focus on this, they said that talk about the physical work environment, psychological work environment, all right, personal health resources, and enterprise community. So why I'm saying all this so far, all right? So when you talk about work stress, that brings us to about a quick glance through. We always complain about not enough support, not enough time, not enough balance, not enough motivations, and whatnot. This is what normally you do. Okay, if I were to ask you, all right, what would your advice would be? Somebody come and tell you that I'm highly under stress. They are going through this body, mind, and emotion, whatnot. What would be your advice to them? And they are highly stressed because of the job. Can anybody share with me your thoughts? If they are really down with the stress, and but they need a paycheck, what's your advice to them would be? Did I not give advice? Mr. Siva, maybe?
Take a short break.
Take a short break. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and it's also we need to try and understand the individual and what is most specifically the source of stress.
Yeah, correct, sir.
Yes.
Correct.
If we don't dive deep and understand the individual, we might not be able to support the individual.
Yeah, true. And I think most of the time, sometimes they don't even know they are living with that stress. All right, probably because they don't know what the stressors are. All right, but let's say if and when we come across with that person die because of the job, you know, it would be such a sad state, isn't it? This is the diagram that I picked up from internet. They said the impact on the stress on our body. I mean, it scared me off. All right, it's really scared me off. We almost quite difficult to read from the slide that I'm showing you, but it shows almost every part of our body is affected by the stress. And no doubt when they say that stress is the #1 silent killer, not the heart attack, because stress leads to that one. And there's a lot of reports available. Are you dying a slow, painful death due to the stress? I like this gentleman, Jet Li, the Chinese actor, and he said this to those people who are suffering from the stress. He said that you are killing yourself for a job that would replace you within a week if you drop dead. Take care of yourself. That's what he says. You know, otherwise it's not worth. And that's one quotation, the best quotation. It says that in the history of humanity, never before any person lying on the deathbed regretted didn't spend more time in the office. So that is the best quote that I can quote. Never before in the entire history of humanity, someone regretted didn't spend more time. I strongly recommend, okay, you all go and get this book and give this book to the younger generation. The top 5 regrets of the dying. She is the best. She's seen thousands of patients dying in front of her, collected the data, then turned that into a book, and the book says all this. the top 5 regrets. So this is not a researched one. This is the empirical finding. Okay, and most of the time people suffered because they choose a wrong career. Right? They choose the wrong career and whatnot. Right? So in that happiness agenda, right? I'll just skip these slides, right? Because I'm going into this one. So where do these ikigai come into the play? Why? Okay. This morning, right? Mr. Siva showed me the book. Somebody gift you the book of Ikigai. What was the first thing strike you, sir, when you read that book, or what is that one thing that you digest that became your influence your operating system?
You have to surrender and go with the flow.
That's interesting. There are 2 words. Surrender is the highest level of spirituality, I think. Right? Surrender and go with the flow. Okay.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. All right. Anybody else? What else? Have you heard about this concept and what this means to you all? Okay. For some, it could be that. Yes, Prabha?
Yeah, listening to Mr. Siva reminded me the word acceptance. You know, sometimes we may have the plan, but whatever you call that, let's call that the higher order.
Yep.
That guy may know better what you need, and just believe that what's happening have a reason, and just go with the flow.
Correct. Go with the flow. This flow will be different from later one of the flow that we're going to look into, but acceptance. Okay, acceptance. This question actually changed my life. That's what I put it in a poster. This question changed my life when I was actually struggling being a teacher, but I had a lot of goals, dreams, and whatnot. I was actually being a teacher at that point of time in one of the Felda school. The question is that what if the one thing that you choose not to do, I mean, you cannot bring yourself to do, is the only thing that you must or required to do to transform your life. So you know that if you don't change that part of it, you won't be getting whatever that you're dreaming of. What would you do? Right? There are a lot of issues that I went through. Matter of fact, I resigned my earlier high-flying job that I mentioned earlier, right? Just by texting to two of my higher bosses, and I told them that I've just resigned. It was kind of things because I texted them at 9 o'clock, but I resigned at 8 o'clock actually, right? So the awareness that I had, because simply saying, I don't think we got to work like this, you know, to the point of overwork, and they're going to replace the donkey tomorrow, right? And nobody going to feel sad for that. So when we talk about Ikigai, okay, we are talking about how to deal with the stress or how to avoid the stress. Earlier somebody mentioned, okay? And this book, probably one of the best book reading about stress, is a Harvard scientist. She's a brilliant this. She summed up the one that who lived longer are not the group of people who don't have stress. They are not. In that book, she's evidently proved the one that who lived longer happily is the one that taking stress and dealing with it, okay, effectively. They live longer, not the one that without stress, right? So now we got to master the ability to deal with the stress, not that we want to avoid stress. She said all the data is available, and the final data said these people, they had stress, but they have got the right mindset to look into the stress, and they outlive the rest or the people who participated in the stress. So there is no way that we can tell people, you don't go to the stress and all the thing. In what way? I think Madam Rahima said that yesterday very well. And today, MEHAN said the same thing today, right? How are we going to deal with the stress? But can we develop a life that can actually don't push us into that cycle of stress? That is where the Ikigai comes in. That's where the blue zones of the thing. So what is this blue zone, the 5 blue zones? Simply said that people here are living healthily and the average age is 100 years. So that's a blue zone. All right? The blue zone is basically, there are 5 places in the world, and they are talking about either in terms of environment or their food or the spiritual practices, whatever it is, they are basically living healthily for about 100 years and more. then one of the way that we can look at it, people looked at the people living in Japan, Okinawa, how they are so healthy and happy up to in that average age of 100 years. And they go deeper into that one. It's a philosophical understanding of life, not spiritual understanding. It's a philosophical understanding of life. It's called Ikigai, right? So the Ikigai means, right, in Japanese word, what makes you get up in the morning, particularly Monday morning, with excitement, right? Number two, that you wake up that morning, then you know that what matters today, why today is matters. So you have got that clarity of that idea. Number three, sometimes called as your calling, your destiny, your path, and your purpose and whatnot, in as far as Japanese is concerned. Then finally, Ikigai is reason of being. Not finding this reason will be things. Okay, would like to go for a quick discussion on this. If you want to give a best career advice to your children, probably they are already working today. If you can give them a different advice rather than what you have given, or if you still can give them an advice to the younger generation, what would be a career advice to them, ladies and gentlemen? Actually, I call people, this is very important because I got a 9-year-old son. So I'm also thinking about giving them some advice. What do you think your advice to them will be, the younger generation, based on your personal life experiences? I call for people to contribute.
Do what makes you happy.
Like, do what makes you happy. Good, good, yes. Good. What else?
What are you passionate about?
What are you passionate about? Okay, love, yeah. What else?
And how would you enhance your life? How would you enhance your life? How would you, that's what I would say. Find things that enhances your life rather than depletes your life.
I think I understand, but I think some examples, sir?
Some example. We often do what socially is expected of us, right? And we go with the flow. You know, we get the MBA, we get into an IT job, but really none of that really can truly enhance life. It's possible that it depletes our life.
True, true, true. It's flatten you out at the end of the day. Yeah, I agree. Brilliant. Well said, sir. Any other, what do you call, further ideas that you can share? What would you tell the younger generation? It could be your children, or soon it could be our grandchildren, okay?
I'm trying to tell myself and my children, Mehan.
Yes, sir.
The source of happiness is within you. That means you are enough as you are. So find yourself more than go and look at other source. You know, self-referral, like Deepak Chopra says, rather than object referral.
Dr. Prabha, you're so right. This is something that I'm what do you call, stretching to the younger generation. The whole world based on consumerism. They are thriving on the notion that you are not enough. They're imposing, right. They're imposing that idea that you're not, in every sense. They make sure that you're not enough. And every time when you feel that you're not enough, there's a product. Somebody is selling some product to fulfill. All right? Including of our tertiary educations, you know, colleges and whatnot and all the things. So you're right, you're right. So you are enough. If we can actually put in that as their OS, that will be brilliant. So this is, yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, yes, please.
I would say chase your dream. Don't chase your parents or other people's dream.
Wow, that's nice.
Wonderful.
That's a
good one.
It's always been that case, right? I mean, we want our children to become the better version of ourselves.
Yeah.
But they end up living a life more, what you call, stressful than us.
Yeah.
Because they will expand their quality of life as they are. So they intend to buy a bigger house. So they're going to inherit a bigger loan than us, you know. So that's the thing. So the summary of Ikigai. Yeah, somebody was saying, Shani?
Unless they have the pharma loan, father-mother
yeah,
loan.
Of course. If they can actually give that one, right? So this will be the summary of Ikigai. Okay, I'm going to sum up how the Ikigai come in the diagram. It is a perfect balance of skills, knowledge, and activities that you love. So that means knowledge and activities that you love, good at, and you are being paid for, and at the same time what the world needs. All right. So the diagram looks something like this. All right. So they got a what you call a 4 major component. We're going to talk about one by one. First, go and find out what you love. All right. Just go and find out what you love. That's what we're going to do that one. All right. So when you find out what you love, right, then you make a list of it, and later I'll give you the document that you all can share with the participant. Because Confucius says, choose a job that you love, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And I think I'm blessed. My business, my work, my hobby, everything roll into one. And now it's also come with holidays when we are getting assignments in overseas, right? So I think this is the dream job that I'm living right now, all right? And the second one is go and do something that you're good at. One is that what you love. Second is what you're good at, all right? This is where your strength comes to the play. John C. Maxwell and also Marcus Buckingham, they will tell you, it is almost impossible for someone to build their successful life based on fixing their weaknesses. Fixing some of the weaknesses, which could be the fatal flaw, is necessary, but just to work on that and hoping that you will make it big, no. The idea is that go multiply your strength. But to identify the strength is going to be the key here. So now can we combine these two? What are you good at? What do you love? That's only the 2 part. But Ikigai goes beyond that. Ikigai go into, okay, what can be paid for. That means you can be really doing something good. You're good at it, particularly like drawing, but say so somebody going to pay for it. So now how are you going to turn that into solutions for the companies or problem solving as a companies, or a commodity that people willing to buy from us. All right. So people willing to pay high price for that to engage you. What is that? Okay. The last one is that, yeah, we are doing all this, okay, but is it necessary what the world needs? This is where the peace coming in, Madam was saying earlier. Okay, you know that you are fulfilling your moral responsibility to make the world a better place. All right, so this is the thing. So we go by this way, right? So in Ikigai, this is when we are talking about this, what you love, what you're good at, what you paid for, what the world needs, and then you will go into the discussion of if you bring in what you love and what you're good at, that means you're operating based on your passions, right? But if you're what you're good at, then you get paid very well, but not necessarily you love what you're doing. It's your professions. Right? I mean, you deliver the job and people pay good money. But at the end of the day, you may feel very empty, not doing something that you love. But let's say, right, you love what you're doing and you are doing it because of the world needs, but nobody pay for it. You're a missionary, service-oriented people. Probably you're still poor in that sense, unless you have any foundation that pays you well. Right? In India, the corporate, Swamijis are billionaires, right? But they are saying this too, but somehow they are very rich. But you look at what you paid for and what the world needs, it's become your vocations, right? It's going to be, I don't know, I'm approaching 60. I don't think I'm going to find a mixture into this one. So the things. But at the very early stage, if we can actually focus on these two, the passion part, all right, and the profession part, all right. This is what I'm actually want to, highlight. So, what is the case for Ikigai? This is the thing. Are we okay with the golden handcuff? If we can, no issue with that. Just it's gold, ma, all right. So sometimes we are in a certain corporate life, and we let go the life that what we could have been just because of that job and the career that we choose. But are we going to be happy with that? The best way to look at reflective mode, I'm going to the reflective mode, is this, at our age, all right? My mentor is here, Mr. Santa, right? Learn from him just by meeting him for 2 days. And I reflect on this quotation. It says that people spend their whole life climbing their ladder of success only to find, once they reach at the top, that the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. That means this is when you're 60 years old, suddenly, damn, is this what I worked for? Similar quotation. There is perhaps nothing worse than reaching the top of the ladder and discovering that you're on the wrong wall, Joseph said. All right? And choosing the wrong career could be this. And of course, Stephen Covey said that if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, whatever it is right now, at our age, every step that we take just to get us to the wrong place faster. Dissatisfaction. So choosing the career at the very beginning, knowing that what you want to do and how you want to do and what you are looking for in that career is going to be so essential. And going through the Ikigai actions like this, applied Ikigai action, we are not going to do anything detailed, just to show the toolkits as I mentioned. We are not going to do the whole thing, but let's focus only one. At early stage, if we can guide the younger generation, go and find out what you love and what you're good at. If they can do that by this simple activity, probably, and the quadrant again, okay, this is what you call as applied Ikigai. Make a list of you love and you're good at, the activities that you love and good at, and ask around, ask the people, okay, for references. And they will tell you. They'll tell you what you're good at. And also you look back at the successes that you had, all right? Then, that's the first one, you love and you're good at. What are the things? The second one is very important. You love but not good at. Make a list of it. What you love but what you're not good at, all right? Hobby maybe, but not into the profession. But you also must look into you don't love but good at. Okay, I hate numbers, but I'm brilliant in come to numerical reasoning, but I hate numbers, right? But there is no way I'm going to get a job dealing with numbers, even though I'm good at that one. But I hate numbers. So what are the things? Then finally, okay, don't love and are not good at all, and we know. But the problem is that sometimes we have got this overinflated ego telling that we are good at it. So we got to be mindful of that. So if and when we do this, this could actually create a foundation to choosing the career that we want, right? I will be giving you all the entire presentation notes as per your request later in our group, yeah, so that you all can use it. And if you want this PowerPoint, as in a PowerPoint also, you can have it, all right? So you can share it to anybody that you want. Please go ahead and share. This Ikigai is something that the world needs, right? So what is this ultimate things, okay? Meaningful life and Ikigai and whatnot. Let's go science. That is the lifestyle, okay? Prabha and I had a good chat the other day about Martin Seligman. And these are the three guys that they brought science into this one. Marcus Buckingham, Mihaly, Csikszentmihalyi, until now I cannot pronounce him. I call him Mihaly, okay, will do. And Martin Seligman, okay? So these are the three gentlemen that really, really brought science into what Ikigai has been saying all this along, right? So they said life is like puzzle, but don't try to look for the missing puzzle. He said don't try to look for the missing puzzle because you'll never find. Whatever that puzzle that you have, he says that, right? Creating and putting those exceptional pieces together and get the best picture possible, then die happily. That's the key. You will never know. You might get a very good picture end of the day, even though they look all the same. But it's very okay to be on the other side of it. So what is these three sciences? Professor Martin Seligman in positive psychology, he said three types of life that we have. One is pleasant life. That means you work very hard, you enjoy, all right? Then you die. That's life number one. He said nothing wrong. People can be very happy. The second one is that you work very hard, all right? You work very hard. Then you achieve certain level. I think this is the esteem part in what they call Maslow hierarchy of theory. Then you feel very good with your BMWs and a bungalow and all the things. Nothing wrong, he says. But when you go to the deathbed, when you look back, are you going to be happy with the cars that you own? Are you going to be happy with that Mont Blanc that you bought, whatever it is? So most of the time, you want to live and let a life called meaningful life. And he said the meaningful life, always, always, always a life that extension of yourself. That's what meaningful life. You cannot have a meaningful life when you focus only for yourself. That will be a pleasant and a successful life, right? Meaningful life. So by using Ikigai, then we know when we worked on that what the world needs, bang, then we can get the solution. At the same time, this gentleman, he changed that what he called the literature of performance, okay, human performance, MEHAN, when he wrote the book Flow. Until today, one of the best books that you will find. People are improving on it. And he says that go and find a job, a career that you can actually mix, find the right mixture between your skill set and meet up with the challenges. Like children's now playing computer game. To them, it's going to be only 20 minutes. But to us, probably they are playing for 2 hours. They didn't know that the time passes because every time they improve their skill set, their challenge level higher, they meet, challenge level higher, they meet, then they don't know that time passes. All right? So he said, go and find a job that will require you to become a better version of yourself. And you learn, improve, you learn, you improve. Then when you perform, you will become like, right, these people who are skiing. That means you take them up in the mountain, you drop them at the top of the mountain. They don't know because there is no cost to it. But look at the way that they gracefully they glide down. That's a flow. They must be in the notion of flow because they have got the skill set, mindset needed to go through the challenges ahead. They are not worrying about the challenges in front because they are well equipped. So that is the flow. And Marcus Buckingham, in the essence of time, I'm going to conclude now. Marcus Buckingham, he talks about the strength-based guy. This is the pure science that you can get. The assessments of all the things. This is one of the books that he has written. So the summary of his book is like this. It says that you grow most in your area of greatest strength, he said. You'll improve the most, be the most creative, be the most inquisitive, and bounce back to the fastest in those areas where you have already shown some natural advantage over everyone else your strength. Okay, this does not mean that you should ignore your weaknesses. It just means that you grow most when you are already strong. So go back to the strength. So again, these three scientific work shows that Ikigai is possible, and also it is required. So the summary, all right? What you need to do right now. Mehan told the story earlier, but I'm going to tell you, all right? The summary is this. I didn't know that it is applicable in Malaysia, but I thought I heard this story in Africa. In Africa, people use coconut to catch monkeys. Okay? How do they do that? Very simple, all right? Because it's very difficult to catch monkeys. So they take the coconut, put a small hole in it, and they'll put some bait in it. They'll put some bait, fruits and whatnot, okay, fruits and whatnot. And they leave it side, they tie the coconut on a tree or something like that, then they wait for the monkeys to come in, and the monkeys will put their hand inside to grab the bait. So the moment they grab the bait, and now the fish will become bigger, it cannot take the hand out, okay? So they know they are trapped, and when the farmer go and catch the monkeys, and the monkeys see the farmer coming and they know that danger is coming, but they try to run away, but they will never run because they are not letting go the fruits that they are holding. Because they are greedy, they still want the fruits. They will try to pull out, they will try to pull out. In that essence, couple of minutes later, the farmer will come and catch the monkey easily. So now the question is that the monkey didn't run away because he chose not to let go. So ask yourself, if you are looking at Ikigai in that thing, what is that one thing that we must let go as far as career, as far as money? You probably already what do you call, very successful in your career. You're probably very happy with your career. Okay, that's fine. But if you're still finding something, your mojo again, right? Probably this is something that we can let go. I love this picture, right? This picture clearly shows that the man choose not to let go this, because that's the only way he can save himself hereafter is by letting go this, but he's not doing it, right? So what that could be, sometimes it could be our definition of life and money. We still think that at the age of 40, 50, 60, we must work very hard, but at the tail end, maybe that is not what we're supposed to do, right? What about taking Ikigai right now? Take a look at our career, take a look at whatever that we do, and guide the next one. With that, we may find a career, a business that can make us happy at the same time, can allow us to get paid more. Okay, folks? With that, not very much. Call upon this quotation forever, forever. It will be useful. Mark Twain says, 20 years from now, you will look back regretfully upon the things that you didn't do than those who did. So set free the bowline, sail away the safe harbor, sail away from the safe harbor. It's never too late, people, to find your Ikigai, okay, or to improve our life. Just that all you need to do is that just let go the understanding that what we have about this. With that note, I've taken up extra 5 minutes. Arigato, all right? Thank you, people. This is just an introduction to what you call Ikigai for you all to go dive deeper in your personal life and also share this knowledge to the rest of the people. Thank you very much. Is there any questions that I can take, 1 or 2 questions, or any sharing, take-home points? Mr. Santa, want to say something, sir?
Oh, I'm not going to say anything profound, Mehan. I'm going to thank you. You have reminded me of getting that book. I was traveling through the airport, right, in KLIA, and I lost the book at the airport and never bought it. So you have reminded me. Thank you very much. I will. I mean, that is a gift to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks for your sharing.
Most appreciated, sir. Okay. All right. In the interest of time, people, okay, I think the other presenter is getting ready. All right. Let's jump into the other presentation. Once again, thank you. I'll make sure that I'll get this one uploaded soon. And if you want this presentation in a PDF format or the whole presentation for you to share it with anyone needed, I think that will be my gift to you all. Okay. Thank you once again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mehan. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mehan. Wonderful presentation, lot of learning.
Well done.
I appreciate that.
So today's a coconut monkey day.
Yes, sir. Twice. We heard that twice
Good
already.
analogies.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great,
like that.
great story, man. Got to know you better from where you're coming from.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, appreciate that. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.